Welcome back to Daytime, everyone. You know, parents, we know you love your kids, but we also know that parenting has its challenges, and no parent wants to admit that sometimes they dislike or hate parenting.
Here to help us cope with that anger is author and psychotherapist Loren Buckner with Parent-Wise Tips. Loren, good to have you back.
Nice to be here.
And when we talk about parents hating parenting, it's just for brief glimpses of time. It's not for, we're not talking about months on end, hopefully.
Exactly. That is something that parents want to think about. Are these fleeting feelings? The fleeting feelings are normal, and all parents go through that. If it's sustained and ongoing, then they want to think about the seriousness of that. And don't be afraid to ask for help, because it's important to face these feelings and cope with them so that you can figure out what to do about it.
Well, let's talk about having those bad feelings. It's not a sign of weakness at all, right?
No,
I mean, you're not alone.
No, exactly. Like you said, parenting is a wonderful, glorious experience filled with joy. And sometimes the demands of parenting, the demands of the dependency, the psychological demands, the emotional demands on a parent bring up hateful, angry feelings, and they're frightening. Parents don't expect that. We talk about how wonderful parenting is, but that our children can bring us to a point of hatred. It's very frightening, and it fills parents with a lot of shame.
What should you do in the moment when that feeling comes over you? Because you can't exactly leave the house and leave your kids alone. So what do you do to get control of that feeling?
Well, being able to really think about your feelings, know that there's nothing wrong with you, you're not a bad parent. It sounds simplistic to say, take a deep breath, you know, but you do. Like, this is okay, I'm not a bad parent. But the demands, the dependency, the ongoing nature of it, it's getting to me. So it's safer to put your child in the crib, in the bed. Like, even infants can bring on this feeling, you know, the ongoing crying and the relentlessness of the feeding.
And it can be overwhelming for us, especially if we can't alleviate those issues.
Exactly. And if you think you're a bad person for having them, it makes it worse. So this is normal. It's okay. You can put your baby down. You can talk about it. You can talk to your spouse or a friend or even a therapist. Sometimes these feelings just overwhelm me.
You bring up a good point, though. There's guilt involved with being a parent. You're constantly feeling, oh, am I doing enough? Am I not doing, you know, am I doing too much? Do you think a lot of, you know, feelings of guilt bring on feelings of anger and sometimes hatred?
Exactly, because you can't do it right all the time, and parenting actually makes us feel bad about ourselves because we make mistakes, we do the wrong thing, we can't be on all the time. So you feel bad about yourself, and then you hate your child for making you feel bad about yourself. You know, you want them to be good so you can feel good too. All of that is normal in small doses for brief periods of time. Can the parent recover so that they can get back to themselves and feel in control of their own reaction? If they can't feel in control of their reaction, if they lash out, that's a sign of a problem, and they want to get some help for that, because lashing out and acting out your anger and hatred, saying I hate you, that's detrimental. That's horrible.
I imagine finding time for yourself is critically important. Somehow, you know, you have got to find a way, whether it's other people in your neighborhood that you trust or family members. I know it's hard for some people to leave their kids with anyone.
It is.
But you've got to find a support system, right? So you can take time for yourself to get yourself out of the situation for a while and take care of you.
And your partner, too.
Yeah, and to be able to vent your feelings and just have someone that you can trust who isn't going to judge you, to say, I'm beside myself, I can't deal with this. I know, and just to have that space to be able to talk about your feelings, think about them, get support yourself, that helps you to feel calmer inside and to be kinder to yourself, so that when these feelings do come over you, then you beat yourself up. It's a
bad cycle.
It's a bad cycle.
All right, Loren Buckner is the author of Parent-Wise. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
We're going to have a link to her website at daytimeonline.tv.
All right, when we come back, natural pain remedies.
We could all use those.
Oh, yes.